Welcome, everyone, to Housecoat Podcasting. I am Takeshi Yamato, joining our host, the Housecoat Gamer.
Yo.
And our friend 117 Jorn.
Yo.
Yes, last time we were discussing XCOM 1. Armor, weapons, enemies, all that jazz. Today we do XCOM 2. And fair warning, there are some glitches involved, but we're gonna do our best.
Like I said, issues.
Yeah. I assume you clicked on a name, but I'm not seeing anything on my screen.
Yeah, it's loading for me.
It's still just showing the soldiers list.
Yeah, it's being a bit laggy for everything today.
Up there.
There we go.
Jesus Christ, he's a paraplegic.
I've heard of losing weight, but this is ridiculous.
Eesh.
Anyway.
Apparently I'm gonna have to shuffle from Discord and XCOM 2 if you actually want to see this damn thing.
Right.
It wants to be stupid.
Right.
We can live with stupid.
Yeah.
At any rate.
At any rate. Standard weapon of all XCOM rookies is, again, the assault rifle.
And with much higher fidelity, we can see that it is very much the same as the older weapon. In this case, just a, well, more stylized SCAR M4 clone.
Yeah.
And with that mag, you can definitely see it looks like a SCAR L.
Alright, give it. We'll need to see it.
Stupid bloody thing.
Yeah.
It is being very dumb. Oh yeah, it even includes jungle mags.
Yep. One good thing about XCOM 2 over XCOM 1 is that you can easily modify your weapons. Choosing a loadout isn't just choosing your weapon anymore. You can also upgrade your weapon with different stocks, barrels.
You saw the same things I did in that facility. So now you should understand why I've kept my people away from their cities all this time. The aliens offered up miracle cures, and they weren't lying. Death does cure all ailments.
He isn't entirely wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Sights, stocks, magazines, barrels, you name it. XCOM has a mod for it. XCOM has a weapon mod for it. And they're pretty useful. And it adds an extra layer of customization to any weapon.
From the standard assault rifle to the rather ridiculous ones. Hold on a moment.
Yep. Yep. Our next weapon.
Weapons, in this case.
The sniper rifle and the pistol.
Indeed.
The Sharpshooter.
Not much has changed from XCOM 1.
Yep. Long-range sniper rifle and a pistol.
Except in this case, things have gotten a little weirder. And that's just plain ridiculous. I've heard of shotgun silencers, but that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean,
See,
yes,
I've
yes, I do understand how it can be useful. Especially, you put enough holes in the barrel of a sniper rifle and slap a gigantic suppressor over holes, and congratulations, you have a suppressor that actually does the job, but it seems a little excessive.
Yeah. Overkill is underrated.
Not when you actually want to get the job done. After all, you don't want to blow something up when you don't want to blow it up.
Right.
Overcompensating is good and all, but yeah.
Right. Anyway, next up.
I'm pretty sure this is just a straight rip-off of, well, the Barrett 50 cal with a few other elements. Let's be honest, nobody liked the original rifle.
Yeah.
I thought the original rifle was okay.
It was...
It's how you were able to use the bloody thing. I mean, standing up like that, putting two hands on a rifle, that's just gonna make it unsteady.
Yeah. Anyway, the pistol is on the hip, and that's the best look we're gonna get of it.
Unfortunately.
It looks like a revolver.
It is a revolver.
Nice.
I'm not entirely sure what kind of model it is. The closest I can figure is... something Russian.
Right.
Or at the very least something Italian, I'm not entirely sure. All revolvers have a very similar design.
Yeah, it could be a Colt Python.
Right.
You'd be
Like
right.
a very modernized version of one.
You'd be right, but there's a few differences between the Python and this thing.
Right. Now, there is a mod to enable real-world weapons, but we haven't turned that on.
Yet.
In fact, I'm not going to turn it on at all, because...
We're just looking at the weapons of the game. The core game itself, not from any mods.
Because if we did that, we'd be here all day.
And neither we nor you have time for that kind of stuff. So we're just sticking to the unmodded game.
I'd almost say it was a Chiappa Rhino or a Matiba, but those do not have exposed hammers.
Right.
At least to the best of my knowledge. They work the same way, though.
Yeah. The next class we will look at the Grenadier.
Yep.
And we start with the grenade with the cannon.
The bugs. Oh god, the bugs.
Yeah. XCOM 2 is not a game that has aged well.
You can instantly discover my problem with this thing.
Okay, come on. Come on, screen.
Just tell me, what do you think my problem is?
Those barrels or the mag?
It's a
Untitled magazine.
It's the fact that it is a Gatling-style weapon.
Oh?
See, these things, they chew up ammunition.
And they do a lot of damage. I don't see the problem.
The only way you could have one person carry that much ammunition is if they were using 4.7 Colibri. The most anemic, pathetic caliber I am aware of.
Well, remember, this isn't the future, so new calibers may have been invented.
Well, judging from the size of the barrels and the size of the shells, I'm going to hazard a guess and say these are 50 BMG.
Right.
So unless there's a hyperspace magazine in here...
Right.
Or perhaps, hear me out, the rounds are smaller. And it has like something kind of like what Mass Effect logic in a way.
Well, this is supposed to be a conventional weapon, so...
If it was the magnetic ones, you might have a point. But this is not.
Yeah.
I mean, just compare it to the size of the guy. Yes, I am aware we cannot see anything except his head.
But we can extrapolate the size of his body from that. And yeah, it's about half as long as he is tall.
So,
Anyway.
this is not a Mass Effect style weapon.
No. Anyway, on their backs,
Grenade launcher. Everybody knows
Yep.
what those things do. I mean, seriously. Everyone has seen the use of a good old Milcore MGL,
Yup.
which this
Boom.
essentially is.
Yup.
I think it has a pump stock of some kind. It's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, our next class to look at is the Ranger.
The aliens have always been monsters. From the very beginning, it was one failed science experiment after another. And with the Advent forces, they tried to disguise it. They're no different underneath all that armor. And now it comes to this. An entire facility dedicated to wiping us out. And not just that, but turning us into what? Some kind of concentrate they're using for God knows. We should have... Elders would return. We should have known they never left.
Shotgun.
Yep, this is the standard weapon of the Ranger.
It looks kinda sorta like a KSG pump action, because it certainly looks like it has a rear loading port.
Right.
Of course, there are elements from other weapons. I'm seeing an Ithaca here, right behind the stock, but this is very much a fictional style weapon, just generically cobbled together from a dozen different weapons.
Yep. Classic kit bash.
I mean,
Now,
that's not much of a problem. Kit bashes work, just as Star Trek.
yep. Now,
But it gets a little bit ridiculous.
yeah, fair enough. Now, the Ranger's other weapon is a blade.
A generic sword. I'm gonna presume it's a machete of some kind, or...
Yeah, it sort of looks like that.
Well, you can't really tell with it in a leather sheath.
Yeah. This was sort of what first drew me more thoroughly into XCOM 2. Seeing what a ranger could do in trailers and articles and stuff is like, we're finally getting some melee capability. Anyway, next up is the specialist. The specialist uses a basic assault rifle, but they also have a drone called a gremlin.
Which is probably some stupid acronym for something. XCOM loves doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, XCOM itself is an acronym, and we don't even know what that means. We can suppose what it means, but we don't know.
Yeah. Same with their foes. Exalt, Advent.
We can make suppositions, but we don't know.
Yeah, the aliens are the aliens, but they're human. But any human organization in these games, you know the acronym, but you don't know what it stands for.
Regardless, we've gone up a tier. Behold the glory of magnetic weaponry. We've finally gone up into Mass Effect territory, Jorn, so...
Yeah, though it doesn't look like a Mass Effect gun. Mass Effect guns are sleek and streamlined. This is more... This looks more like a crude attempt at magnetic weaponry.
Which is the point.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need it to look fancy and curvy. You just need it to do the damn job and be somewhat comfortable when you use it.
Yeah. And the aliens... Advent guns probably have... Advent guns are magnetic in nature, and...
They just look fancier.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't a dig against XCOM's design. In fact, it's industrial. It does the job. It kind of reminds me of the M41A pulse rifle.
Yeah. XCOM basically had to reverse engineer these babies.
And it works.
It works very well.
Oh yeah, there's a Mark II Gremlin, but nobody cares about that.
Yeah. Mark II Gremlin basically looks like the Mark I. Just a little more advanced. Anyway. Sharpshooters.
Mag Pistol, which is just... I don't know, it looks like a Desert Eagle with wires and cabling, but it's not supposed to look like a real gun.
Yeah. And then we have the Gauss rifle.
Which really isn't a fitting name.
Yeah.
You see, there's a reason I say that. A Gauss rifle has to be actually using Gauss weaponry. In fact, Gauss gun is really just it's the same thing as a coil gun. In fact, coil gun literally tells you what this thing does.
Right.
I'm not seeing a coil.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that this is just like any other weapon. It's a railgun, but unlike most sci-fi settings, the rails are actually forced together.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's gotta have a gap so you know it's not a conventional weapon, but it's a magnet. Magnets of the same polarity want to push each other apart.
Yeah. And this thing can take advantage of it, and railguns take advantage of that to shoot projectiles really, really, really fast.
So much so that we'll discuss that in another topic that I don't think Jorn is going to like very much. But it has to be said.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
Next
the
up,
mag pistol is just a pistol.
yeah, mag pistol's just a pistol. Slightly more powerful. Next up, back to the Grenadiers.
This actually has some merit.
Yeah.
I
This-
presume, Jorn, that you remember Metal Storm? The thing that was gonna take the whole world by storm? Hello?
Darn, are you dealing with assassins, or?
Oh boy.
We'll assume he's dealing with assassins and move on.
Yeah, Metal Storm was basically just a bunch of magnetically accelerated weapon barrels strapped together into a single weapon. And this is essentially just that. Metal Storm in a different package.
Yeah.
This actually makes a lot more sense than the conventional one.
Yeah.
Because let's be freaking honest, a magnetic version? That actually makes sense. Because those barrels can only fire so fast. We were talking about Metal Storm. You know, the multi-barrel gun system that everyone was so hyped about years ago?
I'm not sure if I remember that. The screen reloading. Give me 1 second.
Anywho, this actually makes a hell of a lot more sense than...
These discoveries of the Elders' horrific experiments on our people should come as no surprise. But that does not make them any less. As we have seen, they would take not only our power and our world, but the essence of our very being as well.
Thank you, Q.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Q. Anyway.
This makes a hell of a lot more sense than a rotary cannon does. This is effectively a Mass Effect weapon without the styling of a Mass Effect weapon.
Yeah. And I agree, it does make a lot of sense.
Mostly due to rate of fire.
Yeah.
No, you can only fire one of these things so quickly. They are single-barrel weapons.
Ah.
They also generate a lot of heat. So you can't... So it's just like the MG34 or something like that.
Vision tight. Vision tight.
Thank
You can only fire it so fast before it overheats. Magnetic weapons are even worse for that, because...
Yeah.
So, what's the solution? You put in 4 barrels.
Yeah.
That essentially was what Metal Storm was about.
Yeah. Now. Next up, the Ranger. Rangers.
Oops.
Rangers. again, get a magnetic shotgun called a shotgun, I think.
Indeed they do.
And they also get an improved sword, the Arc Blade.
I suspect Xeonic fans will recognize something akin to this. The heat sabers of machines like the Goof and
The
Dom, they work on very much the same principle.
Yeah, it's a heated blade.
This is very much an industrial-looking gun.
Yeah.
Much better in every It kind of reminds me of, well, again, colonial marine weaponry.
Right.
If there was a carry handle here...
Come on, stream, catch up. Okay, there we go.
We're really having issues tonight.
Yeah.
Is it us lagging or is that you lagging, Ron?
I think that's just Discord in general.
Right.
Because I know it's not me.
And I don't think it's me.
I don't see how it would be me.
So it's gotta be Discord in general. The app's probably under some sort of stress or something. Hopefully it's just for tonight.
Hopefully.
Or maybe it's also interacting with the game somehow.
Well, this is not exactly a gentle game on hardware.
Yeah, fair enough. So, anyway, now it's time for the third tier of weaponry. So, we might just skip the bad guys and just finish it, do the tech, and that's it.
Yeah, it certainly makes a fair amount of sense. Yeah, Warden armor. Not very shiny, very fancy. Nobody cares.
Yep.
I have my problems with this.
Plasma guns.
Now, I like plasma weaponry in general. That said, there is far too much exposed here.
Yeah.
See, the plasma emitter is in the middle of the weapon. The rest of this is just a magnetic guide rail.
Yeah.
And plasma is superheated ionized gas. I would like that as far away from my hands and covered up as much as possible until it leaves the goddamn weapon.
Fair enough. Plus, XCOM 1 weapons... Hey, XCOM 1 plasma weapons looked... Well, they still looked they looked fancy in sci-fi and alien, but you could still see some possible human elements there.
They were all covered, and the plasma actually left at the end of the barrel. The emitter was at the end of the damn gun. Here it's in the center of the damn gun.
Yeah, and and I will admit it looks a bit too alien for an XCOM game.
Yeah.
Anyway. Gremlin Mark III, basically the same as Gremlin Marks 1 and 2. Plasma rifle, plasma pistol, a beam pistol.
Beam pistol just looks kind of like a revolver, but it's really a single-shot thing.
Yeah.
And you're starting to notice a theme with all of the plasma weaponry.
Yeah.
I have my issues. They're just way too close to the operator's hands.
on, stream. Come on, stream. Yeah.
Is being very dumb tonight.
Yeah. Anyway.
Actually, I do have a possible reason for why it's being so stupid. There's a thunderstorm going on outside.
Oh. So it's reacting to all the thunder and lightning, all the thundering and lightning going on around you.
Just blame Zapdos, we always do.
Yeah.
I blame the Natus. They're all thundering into the sky because they can learn thunder.
Anyway. Yeah.
It's more the rain than the thunder.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see the issues going on with the weapon. It's even more pronounced with this thing than with the basic plasma rifle because the barrel, the bottom half of the barrel extends out way longer than the top half.
It has issues.
Yeah.
And it's only gonna get worse from here.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah. Here we have the Grenadiers beam cannon. Come on, stream.
I'm just showing off all the weapon mods.
Yeah.
Stupid bloody thing.
Yeah.
Why is tonight being so difficult?
I don't know. But, yeah. The gun barrel, but yeah. You can see the open chamber in the middle. And then the emitters on the side, again, spin. At least I think.
They do.
Yeah.
What is it with people making spinning things?
I don't know.
Because it's a good trick.
Oh, the cringe.
Yeah. Alright.
Regardless.
This being taken from the Elders' facility is unknown to my kind. It is something other than ourselves. An attempt at recapturing something lost. It must be destroyed, as is the fate for all bound creations of the Elders.
Thank you, Sela.
Yeah. Okay. Grenade launchers. There is a mod that gives you a
Beam grenade launcher, which is obscenely long range.
but again, we're just talking about the basic weapons. Now, here we get to the Ranger. They have the Fusion Blade. I think is the best. The Fusion Blade is really cool with the swords. Glows blue.
Well,
Yeah.
blue is the hottest of all things, and now we come up to the shotgun.
Yeah. Come on, stream. Come on, stream. Come on.
You could almost be fooled into thinking this is an actually sensible weapon. After all, everything's covered, right?
When you look at the top, it's only covered from the sides and the bottom.
Boom, boom. Ba-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-da. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da, boom.
Why? Damned weather. Why must it be stupid?
I don't know. Anyway, this thing... Anyway, it's covered from the top, from the bottom and the sides, but not the top.
And there's a huge-ass gap between the rails. I realize this is a bit of a necessity, but couldn't you put in additional shielding, more stuff to keep the murderous hot gases away from your hand? This is a pump-action weapon, after all.
Yeah. XCOM 1... XCOM 1 had its issues, but...
The XCOM 1's issues were all due to the god-forsaken art style, which wasn't that bad. Sure,
Yeah.
it looked a little cartoony. Nobody's denying that.
Yeah.
But they looked functional.
Yeah. XCOM 2...
The issues are clear.
Yeah. Especially in the plasma guns.
Now, fortunately, there is a bit of a correction. Yeah. But it's not by much. This is an XCOM 1 style gun in the style of XCOM 2. It's all covered, it's got everything.
Right.
And that applies to pretty much every gun in this, every gun here. That is, of course, if you play the Tactical Legacy Ops. That said, the, yeah, you can see the issue.
Yeah.
No, seriously, where the hell is the energy shotgun?
I don't know.
Maybe there wasn't one.
Right.
Regardless, that's, those are the guns of XCOM 2.
Yeah.
And you can see my wall of death.
Yeah.
Other than adding humanoid elements to some of these, they're basically much the same as the old ones.
Yeah. And you don't even... You don't fight the ethereals in their own bodies in this game anymore. Instead, they have actual human bodies. Grown from soup.
The sectopods look different. You can see a full one up there. Berserkers.
Berserkers are much more pronounced and much more muscular.
And much angrier.
Yeah. Mutons look a little bit more sleek.
Sectoids look humanoid and have mouths.
Yup. Thin men aren't around anymore. Instead, they are replaced by vipers. Snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Snake.
And the floaters have been replaced by archons, which again look a bit more humanoid.
Minus the legs, which
Yeah.
they don't have.
Yeah. And the chrysalids are a lot meaner.
And a lot uglier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's XCOM 2 in a nutshell. I'm sorry if we disappointed you tonight. I know I am. But when you have technical difficulties out the rear end, what can you do?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah. Could be a lot worse. Anyway, we shall see you next week with a new topic.
Housecoat Gaming, signing off.